Now, Cressy's an African gray parrot. She comes to us all the way from Las Vegas, actually. Yeah. We like to say that we rescued her. I went down there starting a program called Freestyle Flying, or Outdoor Free Flight. So we wanted to work with one of the most intelligent birds around. Jamie Lee was looking to also get an African gray. It was one of her fascinations at the time. So I went down and decided to surprise her by getting Cressy. Walked into the store and it was literally used car batteries covered in grease that separated where you could go and where the birds are breeding. It was this disgusting place, shouldn't even be in business. And so we went back there and I realized that there was one African gray left. So we purchased Cressy, we took her home, and she had Giardia as well as two other life-threatening diseases. We cleaned her up, and as you can tell, she's pretty well adjusted now. What do you think? The funny thing is, though, I got Cressy for Jamie, and they choose who they like to be with, so it's all right. She got me Bandit. Now, folks, scientists have recently proven that African greys have the cognitive ability of a 5-year-old child. They're very, very, very intelligent. In other words, they can even understand and process life or death. And just like a 5-year-old, when you ask them to do it, they always do it. We'll talk about that in a minute. But one of the studies was done by a scientist by the name of Irene Pepperberg, and she had a very famous case study with a bird called Alex the Gray. Now, Alex wasn't some friendly name that she loved. It actually was an acronym for Animal Language Experiment, Alex. And so what happened is they did all these studies with Alex, and consequently other scientists with other African greys were doing this at the same time, and the results were astounding. What they discovered is not only did they have the cognitive ability of a 5-year-old child, but they also were able to really, truly differentiate between colors, shapes, sizes. They knew how to ask for, if they wanted a blue Matchbox car, they could ask for it by name. If they wanted the red truck, they could ask for that by name. They could identify people by name. So they took it a step further and said, all right, Alex, let's work on food. So Alex understood how to ask for a cherry. It was one of his favorite treats. He'd ask for the cherry, he'd get a cherry. He also learned how to ask for a banana. Every time he'd ask for a banana, he'd get a piece of banana. He could ask for carrots or any other form of food. So one day they're working with trying to teach him about an apple. They said, all right, Alex, this is an apple. He shook his head and said, no, banary. No. Apple. Banary. This went back and forth for quite a while. And then the scientists realized that the apple was red on the outside like a cherry and white on the inside like a banana. The bird created the word banary to ask for the apple. So they're very, very intelligent animals. So right now I'd like to give an opportunity to any kid that raises their hand real fast. Right here, your hand went up real quick. What's your name? Scotland? All right, Scotland, if you will please join me right up here on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Scotland. All right, Scotland, so as you make your way to the stage, if you will go ahead and stand center stage, Jamie Lee will give you a few instructions. What I'll be doing over here is what we call warming up the bird. Now that is simply just looking at the bird, taking some of our basic training that we've already talked to you about, and just seeing how she's responding. Is she touching the stick? Will she do the cues that we ask? And at this point it appears that she's going to. Now this signals to us, the trainers, that she's willing to work for food. Alright, it means that her diet's correct. We'll do one more? Awesome. We'll see if we'll get away with this right now. Cressy, through the hoop. Come on. So what our goal is to actually have this hoop out in the audience eventually. So we train this in small little steps like you're seeing right here. Thanks for interrupting the show, macaws. All right, come on, Cressy, do the hoop right there. All right, nicely done. Now, I'll tell you what, Scotland, we've got something here for you. If you want, just go and stand right up here at the very edge. You brought your family with you today, right? All right, so face forward just like that. We're going to place her right here on her shoulder. Give them a big thumbs up right now as they get their camera ready. Take a nice little picture. All right. Cool. Now, I'll tell you, we're even going to do something else for you here. I've got a couple of DVDs here. This one's called Parrot FX. Now, this is really cool. It's our magic and bird show that we put together at a theme park. It's a full magic and bird show, plus all the footage of us putting the show together. It's a pretty unique show. And then also this one here is called The Freedom of Flight, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. But after the show on Deck 6, if anybody wants a picture like you just got, we'll be out there. Everybody can take pictures with the birds as long as our birds are willing. We usually are able to get through everybody. We also have these DVDs for sale. One's for $20 or two for $25. but those are for you along with all this applause. Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause, please.